So this is for you if you are having any kind of hormone issues or gut health issues. And I'm going to talk to you a little bit about how those are interrelated. And if you saw my subject, then you know that I'm going to be talking specifically about perimenopause, pregnancy, and fertility today because I have an amazing client testimonial I want to share with you. And a lot of times this is coming up and it's more common to talk about infertility, miscarriages, pregnancy, and all those things. But I'm really happy to be able to share with you that all of those stories don't end bad. So this client, Becky, came to me very malnourished. She had digestive issues. She was on antacids for about 8 years for a digestive issue, and she was going through a 2-year struggle to conceive. By the time we did labs on her, she was in perimenopause, and that's just a phase that women go through right before entering into their menopausal years. You may know this is probably not a good thing if you want to have babies. So when Becky and I started working together, we worked on a few things, and this is really what I want to talk to you about today because I know that if you're tuning into this, you may be struggling yourself. But her main symptoms were indigestion, and she was having difficulty gaining weight. And she was also pretty fatigued, and she had not had a menstrual cycle in a very long time either. But her biggest thing was that, she just wanted to have a baby. So if you looked at her hormones and saw the picture that I saw, then you would see there was absolutely no rise in her progesterone, her estrogen, or any of those female sex hormones. And those are things that are really needed to have a baby, make a baby, and to maintain a pregnancy. So I'm going to talk to you a little bit about her hesitancy because she had a lot of nerves going into this, as you can imagine, before we started working together. And one was that she was really nervous about the financial investment to heal her body, because at this point, there's really nothing that I can say to ease a person's mind except for offer testimonials at this point. And you have to decide if you're worth the risk. So, and that's one thing that Becky and I talked about. Are you willing to risk some of the money for a possible long-term solution? And the other thing is that she had some doubt, thinking, hey, is this really going to work for me? I've been working for 2 years trying to get pregnant and nothing's worked so far. So is this really going to be the answer for me? And the other part was that she really just wanted fast results. And I mean, overnight results. When I remember telling her, hey, you're going to have to stop trying to get pregnant for a few months and just really give your body time to rest. That was not the answer that she wanted to hear. And she got nervous. She began to question the process. And the truth is that health is not a linear process. There's going to be ups and downs. A healing journey looks like this, right? And you just can't rush healing. And we want those overnight results, but when we do that, we're adding a lot of extra stress on the body, and we have to think, more about slowing down than anything else when we're trying to heal. The truth is Becky did learn to trust the process and reduce her stress, and now she trusts her body even more because of everything that she went through. So what did we do to solve her infertility? Well, the first thing that we started with was really good nutrition and supplementation. So the body craves nutrients in order to balance your gut health. And I told you I was going to talk to you a little bit about that connection because a lot of people don't connect the gut with hormones. And the truth is that they have a lot to do with one another. And I learned that even in my own personal healing journey because I was very similar to Becky in the fact that I was in perimenopause and I needed to heal my gut to be able to balance my hormones. So we started working on her gut first with the nutrition that she needed, and the supplements that we used were really to support her glands. So the hypothalamus and the pituitary glands, those are two key players when it comes to fertility, as well as her ovaries. So we started supporting all those from a glandular level. And then we also worked to reduce her stress levels. So things like meditation, different stress reduction techniques like breathing exercises, just slowing down before meals, things like that. Those are really good things to do if you're trying to reduce stress to, get pregnant or reduce disease, any of those types of things. Because stress is one component in infertility that a lot of people don't really think about. But if the body is under constant stress, then it doesn't really think, hey, I need to be making a baby right now. It's worried about running from that tiger instead, or doing whatever it needs to survive. So Becky did work on reducing her stress, and we also worked on toxin removal. So that's really important because you want to get anything out of the body as well as your environment that's going to hinder the body or even add more stress to it. Because when the gut or the body's overloaded with toxins, then it's going to impact every organ system. So you really want to reduce that toxic load. The other thing we did was we worked on exercise. You know, Becky was an athlete. She was used to working out, doing really intense workouts and things like that. And that is an added stress to the body. So you really need to consider what the body is already going through when it's struggling to get pregnant, when the hormones are depleted, when the gut health is not optimal. So then we add exercise, intense exercise at that on top of it, and it really just adds another stress to the body. So we really need to think more about slowing down, doing more joyful, enjoyable, slow, relaxed types of movements. And the last thing is that, you know, Becky just needed a little bit of hope. She needed someone to believe in her story. She needed someone to believe that it was possible for her. Someone who had been through it, someone who had seen it already, I had been through this in my own life. I knew that it was possible to go from perimenopause to a cycling, ovulating woman. And that is exactly what Becky needed to hear. And, you know, by the time a lot of my clients connect with me, they have a similar story to Becky. And a lot of them come to me completely hopeless. They've been told that nothing can be done for them. And I just want to give them the other side of the story. And I believe that I believe in my clients. I believe in them enough to stand with them, to help them reach their heart's desires. You know, and whether that's to avoid disease or to get pregnant, I want to stand with them until they have the tools to succeed. So, and that's exactly what we did with Becky. So after we made a dent in her healing journey, I'll never forget the phone call that I received from her when she told me she had her first cycle. And we were both ecstatic. And I know that's something that most people don't want to have, but Becky was excited. 6 weeks later, it wasn't perfect, but she had another cycle. So that was 2 in a row. And we were like, oh my gosh, this is a miracle. So Becky, she kept supporting herself through these supplements, the hypothalamus, the pituitary glands, those things. So we did that for a few months. And then she decided that she was going to go back to her doctor to work with him to do traditional fertility treatments to really seal the deal. So she did that. And I knew that, you know, my work had been done and everything that she needed had already been put in place for her to get pregnant and to maintain that pregnancy. So I said, hey, just message me when it happens, right? And I got that message just recently, and she told me that she was 4 months pregnant. So she's going to be delivering soon. And these are the moments that I really live for. These are the moments that I would not trade for anything in the world. And if this does nothing else for you, but give you a little bit of hope that there is maybe a medical miracle in store for you, then that is what I want this video and this testimonial to do for you today. Because I can't promise that everyone's going to live symptom-free or disease-free, but my goal is really to make sure that my clients have everything that they need to live as close to their goals as they possibly can. Because miracles really do happen. I see them on a regular basis. And I just have one question for you today, and that is, do you believe that one conversation can change a person's life? And I believe that Becky would answer yes. But what about you? If this message resonates with you, if you know anyone that needs this message, if you know anyone struggling with gut or hormone issues, infertility, any of those things, then I would love to have a conversation with them. Maybe that's you. Maybe you need to work on your health. You are worth investing in. Health is your greatest asset. I promise you that. I watch it not only in my life, but in the lives of so many people that I see and work with on a daily basis. And I can promise you, when you transform your health, you're going to transform every other area of your life. So make your health a priority today. I love you guys, and have an amazing evening.